It's been a while since I got to play a little bit. It's been a couple days, maybe 3 days, 2 days. I've been really trying to like clean out my email. This feels good. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, this controller's very nice. I got a new controller. So my controller went out. And so now I got a new Xbox One controller, which was cheaper than buying a brand new Xbox 360 wired controller. And this one's, I can go wireless. It's wired. I got to get some batteries though, but I was super excited about it. So I thought I deserved it. I beat some games recently. And then, yeah, so I was cleaning out my email and I've been dealing with deleting some old accounts going back just because there's so many data breaches recently. Let's go into Arena. Let's kind of just work our way through Arena for a minute here. If you'd like to, I'm hanging out in Pangea's Discord right now, so if you guys would like to come and hang out, I'm in the streaming section. MK1, MK2, let's go to big guy. This one right here. And we're gonna go with Hyper Blaster and homing missiles. Cool. So yeah, there's just been so much data breaches and stuff that I felt, I've just felt like anything that I'm not using, like old accounts, they're just liabilities. They're security liabilities. So I figured I would go and get rid of those. Not only that is, like, I was cleaning out my emails, so like accounts that are sending me emails that I'm not using, like that's going to help me keep my email clean. Because those accounts won't be sending me emails. I could unsubscribe from them, right? But like I said, those are security liabilities once you... Okay, so we're going to start getting into a little bit of an issue here. Right here, yep. So it's actually been kind of a big hassle to deal with some companies. They don't want to let go of your information. Like I was told by one company that they had no way to delete my information by 2 different reps, and they talked to a manager. And I had to remind them that their privacy policy was saying that I had the right to deactivate and remove any information as I wish. So it was like, I felt like they were... like, they don't expect people to, like, look at that stuff. Okay, I beat that one. Menu. Yeah, I felt like that they don't expect people to look at that stuff, and they thought it was just okay to just keep telling me that they couldn't remove it. Like I don't know that you can, like, that it's not that. I mean, obviously for the customer rep, like, it might be kind of difficult to actually remove it, but like once they get it over to like the people that handle their like tech stuff, like the back end of their website, like I know it's deletable. It's not like information is just permanently stuck. I mean, if you put in information on the internet, obviously it typically stays on the internet, but that's... I just wanted that account gone. Like, there's no need for me to have... It was actually a Terminetics account. And they're exterminators, and we actually didn't like their services that well either. And I just assumed that when we ended service with them, that they would just, like, just close our online account. But that wasn't the case. And not only that, they were keeping our card on file, too. And so... we had them for like 6 to 9 months. I can't remember exactly. They didn't solve the issue when we bought the house, because the house had sat for 6 months while... that's a tough one to handle. I gotta figure that one out. What did I say? What was I saying there? Oh yeah, we had them for 6 to 9 months. But when we moved in, the house was like vacant for minimum 6 months, and there was ants, a lot of ants in certain rooms. Typically, like bathrooms, and by the sink, and by some window sills. And there was a couple, we thought, when the inspection was done for the house, the inspector had said that there could have been rats messing around with the insulation under the floor. So, like, we were trying to make sure that this stuff was, like, sealed off, and that we didn't have any rodents and pests, and so we thought, you know what, we just moved in, you know, we don't want to have to deal with that stuff, so let's just bite it in the bud right away. We'll just have somebody else to do it. Normally we would just take care of it ourselves, but this time we were like, let's just pay somebody to do it, get it done, and then if it just keeps being an issue, because you have to pay for like 3 months of service at a time, then they would just come back out and deal with it. Like, we wouldn't have to think about it. And, well, they didn't solve any of the problems that we had. We ended up just going and buying some bug foggers or bug bombs and doing it ourselves. And that got rid of the ants. We got a couple ant traps or whatever that... Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good run. Yeah, and so, whoops, because, and like, I was like, you know what, you guys didn't you didn't solve our problems. I know that you came out and tried to, you know, service us and solve the issues, but you didn't solve anything, and they wouldn't give us a refund. And I was only really asking for like the previous 3 months, not like the whole thing, because they didn't solve our problem. And then now, a year later, I'm having to deal with them to remove my account. So I feel like they take advantage of people that are not in the, like, in the know. Like, if you're not willing to handle pests and like, if you're older, or just, you know, not very, I don't even know, like, I guess handy, like to close up like openings into your house or anything like that, then you know, they're going to take advantage of you. And then at the same time, to get your information away from them, it's like they don't want to they don't want you to remove your information from them. And Good. And I felt like it was like them just dealing with people that didn't understand. Like we were willing to, block up any of our rodent holes or whatever, like to keep them out, and we were willing to put our own preventative measures and traps or whatever for the pests or the rodents, and then do stuff for the ants and bug bomb. Like, these are things that we did it ourselves and saved we didn't save any money because we paid for Terminix, but if we just would have did that from the beginning, we would have saved. If you're an 80-year-old lady and you have them come out, right, because you can't do it yourself, I get that. Don't use Terminix. Use somebody else. Find somebody else that does that. And like, they don't, and they're not as tech savvy either, so they're not gonna read the privacy policy. They're not gonna know that, that they can, like, I know you can take the information off. Like, it's not, like, I am not a super web developer, but I do know that it's just a database of information, and you just have to go in and delete it. Alright, so I did this guy, I think let's do this. MK3, 2, and then there's... So yeah, that was kind of annoying. And then, so I had an old Magic the Gathering Tactics account, and this was a partnership between Wizards of the Coast and Sony Online Entertainment. Sony Online Entertainment developing the game for Wizard of the Coast. And so when I went to go delete that account, wow, that was easy. When I went online to delete that account, it was no longer around. I was like, well, what? How am I supposed to get rid of this? I want to know if this information is still lying around out there. If somebody... So I did some research into it, and it was developed by Sony Online Entertainment, which then became Daybreak Games, which I thought was funny because I've played a bunch of H1Z1, not the King of the Kill, but the Just Survive portion, and I couldn't get, when I signed up for that, I couldn't get the 1B because obviously I had already owned it. But they don't tell you when they change companies or change names, really, that they don't tell you that stuff, right? So, well, maybe they do, but like, I might not be signed up to that email, whatever. And but that's an account thing. It shouldn't be like, I mean, I have to sign in with an email address or have an email address on file. You should just be like, you know what, we're changing from this company to this company. This game's no longer available. Don't just close down, change your name, and then off you go. Anyway, so I had that account. So I had to contact Daybreak Games, and I was like, I got 2 of these accounts. I didn't even realize you guys were Sony Online Entertainment. Did I just do that one? And they're like, there's no way to transfer your stuff to the 1B, because obviously I'd like the 1B. I use Proteus B as the login information, but I mean, obviously I'd want the 1B because it's just what I've, you know, that's what I use everywhere else. But they're like, can't do it. You know, we'll just, you know, the easiest thing to do would just be to delete. Oops. I just did fight this guy. Just delete the 1B and you just continue using Proteus B. And I was like, okay, I mean, right, like, I get that. And I knew that they're not very, they won't transfer stuff from one account to another account. Like, I knew that this was a thing, but I thought maybe they would make an exception because of the situation of me having a previous account with a previous company and then just carrying that over to a new, to what I've been doing with the new company. I think I just did MK2, right? So that one got deleted. I'm so surprised at how many companies don't even offer on their website a way for you to deactivate or delete the account and to just scrub your information from their area. Like, I get that they have to save some marketing information because you've made purchases or you've used stuff. Like, I get that they need to have a database of information out there, but you shouldn't need to keep my... Oh, no. You shouldn't need to keep my email address and password on file. You know, keep a name, maybe the email address, you know. I mean, I put my email address out publicly typically anyway on certain things, so it's out there. It's not like I'm hiding that, but it's mostly I don't want to get hacked. And so, you know, whatever they can get rid of and whatever that, honestly, they should be able to just be like, all right, we're going to remove all of your information. We're not going to have any of it. Because I was kind of dumbfounded. I was just like, so if I give Terminex my information and they decide and then they can't delete it, then what? Like, it's just, I'm just now shit out of luck if they get hacked. Like, they don't protect me anyway. Like, no, come on. Anyway, so back to, did I beat that? We'll try it again. It felt too easy if I beat it. Oh, I did beat it. So anyway, back to Daybreaks. We deleted that one. That one was okay. Those guys were actually pretty helpful. Even though I was very, like I said, I was very, oh, I know what I was talking about is I surprised that so many companies don't want to allow you to take your information off without having to contact support, and then for them to run their spiel about not letting you go. Like, either they're telling you that they can't, or that, you know, trying to keep you around. That was that one. Because we really should be able to remove what information we wish to remove. So kind of that's what I was dealing with. I did that for like 10 to 12 hours last night. That was kind of the project that I was working on last night, the reason I didn't stream. The night before that, I was working on a what's supposed to look like an official Dungeons and Dragons layout on a page. Because we're playing some Dungeons and Dragons and we're looking to increase our pool of players. So I was trying to make something fancy and nice to share with our friends to try to get them interested. So that's what I did the night before, and that was maybe a 4-hour or 6-hour thing. I don't think I fully worked on it the whole time, but... And then, of course, last week, you know, my wisdom teeth, I got one wisdom tooth pulled out, and so I kind of just rested. Oh, that was kind of cheap. And Yeah, so that's why I haven't been streaming. I just did that one, I think. Oh, it tells you the time up above. Oh, you can complete them with 1 weapon or 2 weapons. I'd like to do it with 1 weapon and see how that works. But, I mean, I'm only doing it with mostly the hyper gun anyway. So... So, but I do feel better. I cleaned out my email. I mean, it's not completely cleaned. Basically, what I did is I removed anything that I thought was that was unnecessary or anything that was just old. I keep a lot of like Amazon junk. I had like a whole folder of that and like receipts and. But I mean, I don't need a receipt for a sketchbook that I bought in 2014. Like, that's unnecessary for me to keep. All right, so we beat all these bosses. Let's back out. Let's do the daily run. Crusher and sword, 2 upgrades. Yeah, so I feel at least a little bit safer. I feel a little bit cleaner. I basically turned anything that I needed to keep into, I just made a label called Safe Place and just put all that stuff in there, and then I'll go through there and clean out any actionable items that I have, which I should have just moved those actionable items to my inbox, thinking about it now. And... that one was tough. Okay. So I just wanted to simplify my whole email account system. I gotta next I gotta clean out my Google Drive. Whoa, I almost made it through there. Bots harder, better, faster, stronger. I don't like bots. I should have did the harder, better, faster, stronger one. These gun bots are actually doing pretty good if I can keep them in a position to where they're doing damage constantly. But bullet cannon is my man. Alright, stasis bots. MK1 in the house. I was going pretty good. I'm surprised the stasis spots work so well. They really helped me with those missiles. Uh-oh. Darn it. Somewhere out in space. Hooray! Mini rockets. Now all I need is homing missiles. Well, that worked out really well. I wasn't sure if I had tried the flame bots before, that's why I grabbed it. Whoops. Yeah, attack it. Wow. Wow. That was some nice work right there. The only thing that seemed useful. Yeah. All right, how am I going to plan this one out? Just focus on not getting hit, not being too complicated, because we know that this one's fairly easy to maintain. So I think my goal today is to use as many weapons as I can. Mini rockets, mini rockets, mini rockets. Nope. Shake out your hands. Use the saw. You know what? The plasma gun is fun. Finish him. None of these are particularly necessary. I guess if I get a hyper cannon, then I'll switch. Alright, please give me the one that I'm familiar with. Alright, we'll give it one more go, and I think I want to give Kentucky Route Zero. I think that's the next game on the list. I want to give that a little bit of a go. I decided, I think, with games like this, it's something that I'll work on, because I want to get through the campaign, but I'm not gonna dwell on trying to get it done. Otherwise, I'll be stuck on this for a while. Do I have autocannon? No. Whoop, 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 whoop. If I could get that fully automatic, this might be nice. This just does too much more damage than that, so it makes sense to just hold this down and shoot this guy in the face the whole time. Ow. Meh. So much debris. I liked that, but I ran out of time to grab it. Alright, MK1. This is good for shooting through those rockets. And clusters, right? That worked out really well. I like that this is like going through stuff. Two health isn't going to help me at all. If I get out of this without... All right. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, please click the circle in the middle to subscribe. The rectangle on your left is another video. The rectangle on your right is a playlist of other videos that you may enjoy. Thanks again. Peace.